Hi, welcome to AllCBTs. My name is David Oluwatosi, and today's video is special because it is English language paper 3, the oral questions that will be coming out in your WAEC examination just 2 days time. So I've compiled for you the 50 top oral 3 questions that you will be seeing in your WAEC examination. So make sure you like and share with your friends. You don't want them to miss out of these great links that we have for you. Okay, if you check comment section of all the other videos we've been posting, especially on English, you've been seeing a lot of students so excited to say these questions we studied together come out in their exams. So just relax and stay in a comfortable position. We'll start soon. Now I've put these top 50 questions into 4 different sections. Okay, and here we have the first section, section A. We are going to be looking at the questions, the top questions on vowels and consonant sounds. I have for you 20 questions. Right? Make sure you master them, and anyone you're having difficulty with, you can note them down, then go back to the textbook to gain more insights. Let's look at number 1. Choose the word that has a different vowel sound. You know we have vowel and consonant sound. So this question says choose the word from these options that has a different vowel sound. And what are the words? We have sit, sit, meet, and beat. Now, if you look at the words there is a short E and a long E. Okay, I have the explanation here already for you. So sit has the short, this is short E. Definitely you must have seen this before in your English classes. And then we have the long E. Now, the difference between the short E and the long E, apart from the fact that the short is in caps form, is that anytime you see this double dot, okay, shows that it is a long. Okay, so which one of these is hard, that is different? Okay, now this is long, sit, meet, beat, then sit, like a command language. Okay, now sit, or yeah. So this is the odd one because it has the short sound. Every other one has a long sound. Okay, so every other one has long vowel sound, but sit has a short vowel sound there. All right, so the correct option is option B. Question 2. Choose the odd one out by consonant sound. Now we have chat, chef, chin, and check. Chat, chef, chin, and check. Now, if you have to pronounce them, now this is chat, chef. You see the difference? Chat, chef, then chin, check. So this one has the ch sound, right? This is like this. Now I made a little option there for you. You see, chef starts with the sh sound, while the other starts with the you see, chat, chin, check. Then let's look at chef. Chef. You see that it has a different sound. So that's a sh sound, like that kind of a sound. So this is the odd one, okay, in the question. So the answer is B. Now question 3. Which word has the same vowel sound as boot? Okay, we have good, foot, root, book. Which one has the same vowel sound as boot? Okay, so we have good, foot, root, book. Now, if you don't know how to pronounce some words, you may have difficulty picking the right option in your English question. So you should also learn to tune your hearing to pronouncing or to understanding of picking certain words. So root has the long who. Now can we go back up a little bit? Now boot, okay. Now this is like who, boot. That's a long who. Now another word that has the long who there will be root. Who sound. Who sound. The long who. Alright, so let's see the explanation I have for you. Root has who, you see, just like in, yeah, this sounds like oh, but it's actually who, okay, like boot. Others have short who, okay, yeah. So the correct option there would be Question 4. Choose the word with a different final consonant sound. Laughed, watched, walked, played. Now, if you look at all of these ones, laughed, watched, walked, you will see that they all have the voiceless sound. They all have the voiceless sound embedded in them. Only this one has the voiced sounds. Now, I'll be making a special short video on voiceless sounds, voice and voiceless sounds, and I'll be making so many examples so that I can go in depth into this, because for many people this happens to be a very, very tricky topic, a section of the topic on sounds. So we won't dwell too much on this for this particular video. Question 5. Identify the word with a diphthong. Now, I made a little explanation for you here, because if you don't know what a diphthong is, you won't know the word that has a diphthong. Diphthongs often move from one vowel to another in the same words. Okay, let's see. It's a combination of two vowel sounds pronounced in a single syllable, where the sound glides from one vowel to another. Okay, the sound moves from one vowel to another in the same syllable. Okay. So now let's see the options we have. Identify the word that has a diphthong. That, like we just said, the sound is moving from one vowel to another. We have pin, main. Look at it. Main, sit, and beat. As a matter of fact, it's only this one that has two vowels in it. So the sound moves from one vowel onto another in main, which makes it the correct option. Now, question 6. Choose the word that ends with a voiced consonant. Now, what is a voiced consonant? When you're looking at the voiced consonant, it's called the voiced consonant because when you pronounce it, when you sound it, there is a vibration. Okay, there's a vibration here. You can actually touch this part of your neck and feel the vibration. Then the voiceless consonant is just air. There's no vibration when you touch this part of your neck. Okay, so choose the word that ends with a voiced consonant. We have passed, packed, matched. Then we have judged. So if you actually do that, you can actually practice that on your own. You see that if you call each of these options and then you call the C options judged, you actually see that there's a kind of a vibration, all right, on your vocal cord. So that tells you that it's a voiced consonant, judged. So okay, let's see the little explanation I have here. Hence with a voiced sound. Voiced sounds are produced with vocal cords vibration. So there will be a vibration if it is a voiced sound. So that's a distinct way you can separate between voice and voiceless sounds. Now, question number 7. Which word has the same vowel sound as cat? Now, if you don't know how to pronounce some of these words, you will actually make a mistake. Now, how do you pronounce this? This is heart. Heart. Now, the word we have to look for the same sounds for is cat. Now, this is heart. This is cot. Cot. This is cat. And this is bat. So, which one has the same vowel sounds as cat? Definitely bat. Yeah, I think I also did a little explanation there. Yes, it has a her sound. Her sound. Okay, cat. Her sound. Okay, moving onward. We have question 8. Pick the word with a silent consonant. What is a silent consonant? Silent consonants are consonants that are actually, you don't hear any sound, okay, when you pronounce them. When they are in a sentence, or when they are in a word, actually, they don't make any sound. Okay, let me give you an example. Now look at this. We have a knock. Knock. You know, the pronunciation of knock excludes the first letter, which is the K letter. Knock. So the first K is silent. Unlike kite, you can actually hear the sound at the beginning of the pronunciation. Kite, king, you can hear it too. King, you can hear that too. But when it comes to knock, it's missing. So it's safe to say that knock is the one with the silent consonant. Okay, let's move on. Question number 9. Choose the odd one out by initial sound, meaning that when we start pronouncing the word, which one is odd from this option? Which one does not rhyme with other words in this option? Okay, so we have phone. Okay, that's like the sound. And then we have photo. We have physics. And then we have the last one. If you don't know how to pronounce this, you will actually think, oh, because everything is P, it must be right. No, this is psychology. P is often silent here. So this is, we call this as psychology. Okay, so it's hard because all of these ones have the sound. So this is phone, photo, physics, and this is psychology. Let's see the video explanation I made for you. I says all the others okay, starts with S sound. That's this one. This one starts with the S sound, psychology, while the other starts with the sound. So don't matter that, don't worry that it's the PH. It actually sounds as okay. Some people might even spell this as F-O-N-E, phone, right? Because I've seen that in some adverts. So it's hard. So it's the correct option. Next question. What word has the sound? Now this is the sound. Now let's see the options we have. We have thank or thank. We have that. We have tank. We have sank. I made a little explanation for you. Yeah. I said voices. Thank. Thank. You see that? So all these other ones, that, tank, sank. But this one, tank, thank, thank. There is that ha sound that is voiceless. Okay, so that's why it is a correct option. Yes, I still said I will make a short video on voiceless and voiced sounds because it can be very confusing, and we will look at so many examples. Probably after WAEC zone, we will do a very good one justice to that. And yes, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, well, what are you waiting for? You can smash the subscribe button because we are going to be releasing so many other videos that will help you pass questions and even questions that are very likely to show up in your exam, be it NAPTEP, NECO, and what have you. You need to share this also to your community and your study groups so that you guys can pass together. Now let's continue from question 11. Choose the word with a long vowel sound. In other words, others will be short, but this one has a long vowel sound. We have sheep. Even when you look at the options, you can deduce that the vowel sound here is the E sound. So we have sheep, sheep, beat, pin. So we have short E and long E. So all these are short, while this is the long E. I made a short explanation, I believe. Okay, I said has E, long E sound. Okay, just the B option has the long E sound. Okay, we are moving on to question number 12. Select the word with a nasal sound. Interesting. What is a nasal sound? A nasal sound is a sound that you produce, that you pronounce with your nose. Nasal. This kind of sound. So let's see the options to find out which one has the nasal sound. We have low, we have nap, nap. And see that it moves to my nose. Nap. You see. Then we have red, sip, sip, low, nap. Is the B option. Option B is the correct one. So that's that. Now moving on. 13. Pick the word that rhymes with bear. So we're looking at rhymes. Pick the word that rhymes with bear. 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 That's air. Air. Air sound. Okay. Like in air. I'm talking about the air of your head. Air. Okay. So we're looking at bear. Now we have fair. Or the main book is fear. Not actually fair. So this fear. If it were F-A-I-R, it would be different. And we have care. So care works better with bear. the same sound group. Then we have bear, okay, stare or bear. Okay. So rhymes with air sound. People call this sound the air sound. Okay, because it's just like flush of air coming out of your mouth. Hair. Okay, so as in air. So bear is the correct. Hair is the correct option for question 13. And then question 14. Choose a word with the same final sound as face. Face. Then we have the options. Pace, face, fast, face. Look at that. So we are looking at the word with the same final. Note that now. Always know the instruction. Final sound. So in other words, the sound should be at most. It should be somewhere there. So the word that has the same final sound as this. So not as this. Okay? Because if it's as face, then you could want to consider this. But because it is here, then it definitely has to be face. Okay. Beautiful, right? Are you still there? If you are enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button and interact with us. If I'm not doing something correctly, maybe my option choices are wrong or one of them is wrong, definitely let me know so that in the next video I'll be making, I can make corrections. Okay, question 15. Identify the word with the sound. Okay, identify the word with the sound. We have measure, see that, pressure, pleasure, treasure. So the word is in measure. It is also in pleasure and treasure. So technically, these two functions are also correct. It is a measure, pleasure, and treasure, but it's not in pressure. Okay? Now I said it here. Okay, I said it here too. The occurs in measure. You can also find it in pleasure and treasure. You can also find it in measure and pleasure and treasure. Now, next question. Question 16. Choose the odd one out by vowel quality. Okay, which one is odd by the quality of the vowels? Now we have feel, pit, feet, feel. You see that this is long. Pit, we even had study questions like this already. So you can tell that this is an odd one. All these other ones, A, C, and D, fits together. Long versus short. As you see here, long versus short. Okay. Question 17. Choose the word with a plosive sound. What's a plosive? Almost like explosive. Like the word bursts forth. That word bursts forth. The sound in the word bursts forth. So we have zap, lap, tap. Okay, zap, lap, tap. You see that? You see the shape of my mouth. You can try it so that you don't know it's just guess. No, you can try it. You see, zap, lap. Then we have tap. You see that? It bursts for there's a burst of air when you pronounce it. That's why it's called plosive. Like explosion, there's this explosion. So it's a plosive sound. Tap. Yeah, begin with a T, which is a plosive. So there's this plosive sound. That's why this is the correct answer. Answer C. And then question number 18. Identify the word with a triphthong. Now what's a triphthong? A triphthong is the combination of three vowel sounds produced in one syllable and in one smooth glide. Three vowel sounds produced in one syllable and in one smooth glide. Now this is the three vowel sounds here. Okay, so we have fire, fear, far, fair. Okay, the correct one there, the triphthong, that the some people, this is better pronounced as fire. So the sounds, glides correctly without any obstruction. So fire will be the correct option, not fear, far, or fair. No, this ones are not the trick. Okay, now 19. Choose the word with a silent letter. In other words, when you look at them, when you pronounce them, one of the letters does not sound. So we have, but if you don't know how to pronounce them, you wouldn't know that the letter doesn't sound in one of the options. So we have, how do you call A? Debt. Okay, it's pronounced as D-E-A-T-H. Debt. So not debt. When you now say debt, you force B to show up, which is not supposed to be. So this is debt, bet, let go. So the B here is actually silent. So it's the correct option. Question 20. What word has the O vowel sound? Okay, let's see now. Let's see the visual expansion. Did I do any introduction for it? Long O, okay? O vowel sound. So what word has the long vowel sound? Okay, so we have the pot, pot, pat, pot, the Nigerian pot, Nigerian pot, apapa pot. You see, that's how you call it. Apapa, you don't say apapa pot. No, apapa pot, the shipping pot. So definitely this. It won't be this. This is short, and all these ones B and D does not even work. Okay, 21. Okay, so with that we did the first 20 section A. Okay, sounds. Now we are going to section B. I made also 20 questions for you. We're going to be looking at word stress. Stress on words. Where's the correct stress on these words? In which word is the stress on the second syllable? Okay. Now we have A, record, B, arrive, C, market, D, window. But if you are calling this as a noun, it's going to be record. Okay, record. So which puts the stress on the second syllable? It is a verb to be record. Okay, which is like an action word telling someone to do something. So then the other ones will have it. The other ones is on the first syllable. Market, window, arrive. When you pronounce it, you can definitely see that the stress is on the first. So this is the only one that has it on the second, and only for when it is used in or as a noun. Question 22. I think I made an explanation. I did make an explanation. All right. 22. Choose the word with primary stress on the first syllable. Primary stress on the first syllable. Now for this one, we have 3 syllables here. Understand, forget, answer, attack. That says the stress is on the first syllable. The correct option here will be answer, 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 forget, understand. In fact, understand, the stress is on the third. Then attack. Okay, so the correct option there will be answer. Now let's move on to 23. Choose the word with the stress on the second syllable. Now, whenever you see in bracket now, it's because these words can also be in other figure, other can also come maybe as a verb, some as an adjective, and the intonation or the way you pronounce it will be different. So definitely the placement of the sounds might be different. So the examiner is trying to tell you that this particular sound should be in the noun so that you don't get confused. So choose the word with the stress on the second syllable. Present or present. Okay, now that's two different sounds. If you're saying present, that's a noun. Present. Okay, so present. So, and that would be correct. C, because it says present. Oh, I need to take that one again. Present, present. No, I need to take 23 again. Okay, can I go? Okay, 23. Choose the word with stress on the second syllable. A. Compose. B. Table. C. Present. D. Market. Now, because this is a noun, anytime you see something like this, the examiner is going to tell you that the word here should be used in the noun context, because some words here can also have different sound when used as a verb, or some can even go on as being used as an adjective, and their sound will be different. That means the way you pronounce them will be different. So it's trying to tell you that note that you are using this in the context of a noun. Okay, so compose. Okay, so the correct option would be A, compose. And then 24. Okay, now we're going to emphatic stress. What's emphatic stress? It's almost like saying emphasis. Emphatic means like an emphasis. Okay, I saw the thief. I saw the thief. I saw the thief. I saw the thief. Okay, they are all, it's all the same, but we're just, where is the like emphasis? It's like someone saying, "Did you see the thief?" Say, "I saw the thief." So the emphasis is like, I saw him. So the emphasis of this sentence is on the seeing. Did you see the thief? I saw him. So the sight is where the emphasis is. So it's going to be on saw. I saw the thief. Okay, so this is the sentence that has the emphasis stress. It's definitely not going to be on D or high. It's going to be between saw and thief, and it's on saw, because this one tells us if you saw or not. Okay. Now 25. Let's see. Select the word with the stress shift in verb or noun use. Select the word with the stress shift in verb or noun use. Okay. Import. Import. Okay, that means which of these words would the stress shift if you are using as a noun or a verb? Okay, so import, as you can use this word as a noun or verb. Importation, or importing something. Import, to carry something from one place to another. You can also use it as saying, okay, I brought this thing into you, or importing from maybe a country to another, something like that. Okay, so which one would have a different, which one would the same? We mentioned something like this in about question 22. Which one of this option with the sound shift when you are using it? It's definitely import. You can say import or import. So it's this, the stress shift is used for this word import. So we have nation, culture, people. These ones they don't shift, because you don't use people differently for now as an adjective. No. Okay, so the sound is often the same with people, culture, and nation. But for import, it will shift depending on the speech that you said before. Identify the sentence with contrasted stress. In other words, the sentence that shows contrast. In other words, there could be another possibility. I told her to go. 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 Okay, so it will be B. Alright. I told her to go. Okay. I could have asked her to stay, or I could have not told her anything at all. So it shows that there could be another possibility, but he actually told her. He could have decided not to say anything, but he actually told the lady to leave, to go. Okay, that's something. And 27. Where is the stress in the word education? Now, if you have to pronounce this correctly, it's actually education. 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 So there's like a rising education. So the stress is on K. So where is the stress in the word education? It will be on CA. Education. Next question, please. Question 28. In which word is the stress on the first syllable? We have father, display, defend, delay. Is actually going to be father. Father is like when you are in church, you are singing, father. You see, father, father. Okay, so stress is on fa, which is father, the first syllable. 30. Choose the odd one by stress pattern. Odd one. Clever, banker, success, driver. Okay, definitely success. All the other ones have it on the first one. Clever, banker, driver, success. Okay, so success has it on the second syllable. Stress on the second syllable. 30. Choose the word with the same stress pattern as teacher. Teacher. Then we have letter, about, enroll, a lot. No. Teacher. So teacher has it on the first syllable as letter. All the other ones have it on the second. Let's see the least expansion and make them first syllable. Yes. So teacher has it on the first syllable. Teacher. And then all the other ones have it on the second, which makes letter the correct option. Question number 31. Identify the correct stress for contribute. Contribute. Okay, so we have contribute, contribute, contribute. Right? Contribute. Not contribute or contribute or contribute. Definitely not. It's contribute. Right? So it's C. 32. Which of the following takes stress on the second syllable? Which of the following takes stress on the second syllable? We have enter, return, return. You can see that the stress is on the second syllable. We have comment, comment, or no, this will be comment, comment, comment. Then we have settle. So it's asking, return. You can even hear it without us looking deep into it. Stress on the second syllable. 33. Choose the sentence that emphasizes quantity. Okay, that tells us, okay, that emphasizes on quantity in the sentence. He drank all the water. He drank all the water. He drank all the water. He drank. This one emphasizes the action of drinking. But which one emphasizes the volume of the water? A. It tells us that there was nothing left. He drank it. So it emphasizes the volume, the quantity of the water. He drank all of it, all the water. So A would be the correct option. And 34. Which word has a prefix stress? What's the meaning of prefix? Prefix means a word before the main word, right? So now we have this, agree. So this is a prefix. We have redo. We have on the pay. Under is a prefix to pay. Now, which one has a prefix? Now, prefixes do not carry stress. So the answer is none. None of them has a prefix stress. Okay, so the correct answer would be none. Right? 35. Pick the word with 3 syllables. I think this one is simple, right? Okay, we are looking at 3 syllables. Banana. Okay, so that's the correct one. Banana. So we have market, teacher, bus. 1, 2, 2, 3. So banana is the correct one. 36. Which of these words has the stress on the second syllable? Happen, prepare, furnish, furnish. Happen, prepare. Okay, prepare definitely has the stress on pair. Okay, prepare or prepare, as you like to call it. Then we have furnish, furnish. So B has the stress on the second syllable. B is the correct option. Question 37. Identify the sentence with emphatic stress, or the sentence that shows emphasis. A. It was the dog that barked. It was the dog that barked. It was. In other words, I can lift up my voice just to help you understand that I'm putting the stress on that particular one. It was the dog that barked. It was the dog that barked. It was the dog that barked. Maybe there were so many dogs, and he said, "Which of these dogs?" But it was this dog that barked. Okay, so this is very, this is the one that shows us, or that highlights the emphatic stress. We are trying to pin it down to one. I think I made a little explanation on that. Let's see. Emphasis is always on the subject. Okay, so what's the subject here? Dog. The dog is the subject of this whole story. So the emphasis is always on the subject. So the subject is the dog. The dog bad. You are the problem here. So this is the correct option. Option A. 38. Which has the same stress as teacher? Teacher. We have mother, teacher, mother. Approve, obey, increase. Increase in terms of as a verb to increase. Okay, we are given an instruction to increase something. Okay, so mother, teacher. So mother. Mother has the same stress as teacher, mother. Where is the stress in photography? Question 39. A. I will take it the way I was supposed to take it in secondary school. Photography. B. Photography. C. Photography. D. Photography. Okay, no, this should be photography. Okay, actually it's on fee, whatever is on fee. Okay, the last syllable there is on the fourth syllable. Photography. I'm going for a photography. Okay. In fact, anywhere there is always a HY. The stress would likely, as in the word that ends with HY, the stress would likely, or even words that end with Y, would likely fall on the Y. Let's see if I made any brief explanation here. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. So 40. Choose the odd one out by syllabic count. In other words, the one that has a different syllable, number of syllables to the rest. So we have careful, 2 syllables, neatly, 2 syllables, neat and lead, that's 2 syllables. Then we have beautifully. Oh, okay, so this one has 4 syllables. Then we have friendly, 2 syllables. So D is the odd one here. So that's beautiful. Next one, 41. Intonation and stress. Okay, choose the appropriate intonation pattern for a yes, no question. Choose the appropriate intonation pattern for a yes, no question. Did you eat the rice? Did you eat the rice? Now let me make a little explanation of intonation because we are in intonation section. Now we have rising and falling intonation. There are some questions or like yes and no question. Okay, yes and no questions will always carry the rising intonation. Like this now. Did you eat the rice? Or did you eat the rice? You're asking a question. So anywhere you see a yes or a no, because what is required for this program, this person now is to say yes or no. Just notice that the hack or the trick is that it will always carry a rising intonation. So if you see it here, WAEC, just smile and tick rising. Did you eat the rice will always carry a rising intonation. So rising for that, not falling. Now 42. Let me see. I think I made a little explanation for you. I say yes, no questions. Okay, typically have rising intonation, just like I just explained. Okay, 42. Choose the correct intonation for a command. Now, commands will always have falling intonation. Leave the room now. You know, it's just like a mood. Okay, because the mood is almost like the mood of this one now is almost like a negative mood. It's not an hyper mood. But you say why you're not excited. Leave the room now. So command instructions will always have falling intonation. So this is falling. All right. 43. Choose the appropriate intonation for a WH question. With question. Okay, where did you go yesterday? Okay, same for this. Questions that begin with WH will always have a falling intonation. So these ones are just about simple. Once you know the rules, then you can easily pick your answer. Where did you go yesterday? Because you're asking a question. It's not an exciting, there's nothing thrilling about it. Okay. It actually puts the person to answer in a kind of not a happy mood. So the intonation is usually low. It's usually falling. So that's good. 44. Okay, I think I said WH questions usually take falling intonation. 44. Which sentence shows a fall rise intonation? It was falling and it was. Okay. Okay, let's see. I agree completely. Yes, I do. I like him, but not that much. You can see that there's like two characters here. There's a contrast. Okay. I like him, but not that much. Okay, so it's got to be C. And then we have, are you coming? Different. These ones are just one donation, but here we can see two donations here. I like him, but not that much. Okay, so that would be the correct option, C. And then 45, pick the correct response. He didn't study, did he? So he's asking the third party now. He didn't study, did he? What's the person supposed? What is his response supposed to be? What is he supposed to respond to be? Is he supposed to be yes, he didn't? He didn't study, did he? Yes, he didn't. No, you can't answer a negative with a negative. So he didn't study, did he? Then you reverse it and say yes, he did. I think I made a brief. Let me see if I made a brief explanation here. Yes, did he is a tag question requiring confirmation. Okay, I think that's a good one. I wanted to add more. He didn't study, did he? Yes, he did. You are answering in the confirmation. Yes, he did. Or no, he didn't. Okay. Now, moving on. Choose the correct sentence completion. Neither my mother nor my friends dash there. Now, we've taken a lot of these questions in JAM and previous videos that I've made. Neither my mother nor my friends dash there. And I told you that the subject would always agree, or the verb would always agree with the nearer subject. So we have two subjects here, mother and friends, but the nearer subject to the verb is friends. And because the friends is in plural form, one, your verb here will be in plural form, which from this option, which of these is in plural form? Where, not words. Was is singular? Is singular. B doesn't even strike, so it will be where, because this has to be in plural form. It's taking on this subject. So that's B. Okay, the closer subjects always agree to the word verb. Next, as we get ready to shut down, choose the correct question tag. She works hard. A, does she? Doesn't she? Isn't she? Did she? what is it going to be? She works hard, doesn't she? Okay, not does she. No, that's another question. You cannot answer this question tag with the question. She works hard, doesn't she? Okay, that should be doesn't she. Let's see my so positive statements, negative tag. Good. 48. Pick the sentence with appropriate intonation for incomplete thoughts. If I had known. Okay, appropriate intonation. If I had known, dot, meaning that the sentence continues. So it's always having incomplete thoughts by English words will always have a rising intonation. Incomplete. So you can just note these ones I've said. WH question, incomplete thoughts, once you see those questions, you don't need to double think them. Just pick the option. So incomplete thoughts will always have a rising intonation. And then 49. Complete the sentence. The boys as well as the teacher dash going to the party. Okay, we just saw a question as this. So because teacher is in the singular, our verb will be in the singular, which will be what? Is. The boys as well as the teacher. It's not going to be R because it's just one teacher. So it's not going to be B. It doesn't make any sense. So it definitely has to be. It can't be where because it's just one. So is going to the party. Okay, so the last one. And then 50, the last one, quite a stretch, right? Choose the correct question tag. Let's go. Shall we? It should be shall we, not will we. Can we? Do we? Definitely you had shall we all the time. And I made it. I'm very sure I made an explanation for this. Can we say, let's take the tag, shall we? Okay, these are simple rules that you can keep them at the back of your mind. When you see questions as this, you don't even need to read them before you know what the answer is. So, let's go or let's will always take the tag, shall we? Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this classic epic 50 questions for your paper 3 that's coming up the 30th of May. That's just 2 days time. I'm wishing you all the best. I hope you pass your exam with flying colors in one sitting actually. Make sure you comment in the comment section if you have any issue with some of these questions, or probably I got one of an option wrong. You can point me out to it. Then, like I said, I will be making a video on voice and voiceless stress or sounds. So make sure that you are subscribed and hit the notification button so that when I make that video, you can take your time out to study it and understand it. Until I see you in the next one, bye.